Our big story this morning, people who live at the Concierge Apartments in Rocky Hill are waiting to hear how much it will cost to stay at the complex or break their lease.
This comes after nearly 2 weeks of dealing with maintenance issues that caused all 5 buildings in the complex there to be condemned. Your reporter Taylor Knight is live in Rocky Hill with a story that Channel 3 has really been on top of since it first broke. So what's the latest now?
Well, on top of the frozen pipes and lack of running water, residents here are now dealing with potential asbestos. There are signs hanging on the doors of one of the buildings you see behind me here in the complex, warning of that potential asbestos. And now federal lawmakers are stepping in. Congressman John Larson and Senator Chris Murphy visited Concierge yesterday to see it for themselves. Right now, 3 of the buildings remain condemned. Congressman Larson has already requested a federal investigation from the U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development into Concierge owners JRK Property Holdings. Concierge management has previously said that they invested $22 million into the property since they bought it back in 2013. According to data from the National Multifamily Housing Council, JRK Property Holdings is the 50th largest apartment owner with more than 25,000 units all across the country. Both Murphy and Larson said Tuesday that they're discussing new legislation that they believe would prevent companies from growing this large.
This is something that doesn't happen simply in Connecticut, but it's happening across the nation and deserves a federal response to this.
They buy up these big properties that throw off a lot of cash, and then they underinvest and underinvest and underinvest.
And up next for residents here at the Concierge Apartments today, the management company is expected to offer them a, quote, significant financial package and let them know exactly how much it'll cost them if they want to break their lease. Your reporter in Rocky Hill, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Taylor, thanks.